Hello everyone, and welcome back to Citizens of Earth.
Who left this sleeping bag in the middle of the street?
In the middle of the campground. No, of the road to the campground that's also going through rainbows right now. Okay, this is your first time joining us. This is very strange. We're in the middle of a dream right now, and we use this dream to fast travel.
Yes, episode 9 of the game Citizens of
Earth. Not to be confused with Citizens of Space.
Will be the first video anyone ever sees from you. Not your, because you all know the first video that you've all seen of his is the one with all the me's from Metopia.
Metopia?
No, it's...
No, Tomodachi Life.
Tomodachi Life, yeah.
Aaron, I want them to make another Tomodachi Life.
Please do, because there was a game before it. Make it a trilogy.
It was called Tomodachi Collection. Last time we got the captain. We're going to be showing him off a lot in this episode.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4 movies.
1, 2, 3, 4. But I can't believe that's a piracy website. That's too clever. Don't pirate.
Don't pirate.
And buy from the original creator. Oh, we're going to recruit her now.
It was fast.
I always say, measure once and cut twice.
That's not how that saying goes.
You're right. I didn't realize.
Well, I guess I could. But in return, maybe you could throw me some government contracts from time to time. Let's drop.
So this is... I like this party member a lot, but she's kind of hard to... Do you remember what you named her?
I think, yep.
You just named her Bob.
The Builder.
I don't think I mentioned that she was a woman.
Adam, it is almost 2020.
Actually, I did learn from a video I made in, I think, April, that Bobby can be a girl's name.
Yeah.
So her, I'll explain how she works later. I think I'm going to use her right now, because her talent, too. Play around with her talents, because what she can do is she can build bridges around the world, and these can, like make shortcuts, which is pretty nice. So, yeah, that's pretty good. So that's our team right now. The captain, the architect, and mom.
Alright, we're good enough to go beat up some kids. Woo!
Yeah, I find it kind of weird in this game that, like, you know, everyone has, like, normal jobs, but, like, the captain is, like, an old, like, movie captain.
Because, like, people still, like, boats. Like, people still, like, need to, like, ship things, like, overseas and stuff.
It's very strange to me. Oh, bother.
Oh, brother. Oh, bother.
This is another, like, miniature side quest. I mentioned I wasn't really going to be doing these, but I will still talk to the honey bear.
Isn't Honey Bear the mascot for Honeygram cereal?
Honeygram.
Is it that? What kind of cereal has good mascots? Who's the... They're going to the town Appleton.
Appleton?
With its back skin.
Actually, Appleton is a farm that we're going to pretty soon. We're going there today, actually.
To eat its back skin.
We're not eating Appleton's back skin. Aaron, this game was released 4 years before Pokemon's Sword and Shield.
They obviously saw... Why is everyone here?
I don't know why everyone is here.
Everyone is here.
Okay. Her most unique feature are her versatility at multiplying attack damage, dishing out to enemies, as well as her ability to keep her allies conscious while focused on stabilizing their conditions. I wanted to show her description because it's, like, weirdly corporately written for some reason. She's the only one who's written like that, and I don't understand why. Like,
what's the social media site? LinkedIn. It's her LinkedIn profile.
That's her LinkedIn profile.
Instead of actually going to dating sites, she goes to LinkedIn.
She strikes me as someone who would only use LinkedIn. It's like...
I'm posting my dank memes on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. Oh my god, that sounds like a dumb, like, video. You can make a video out of that.
What would you like to build?
We should go back in time and only use MySpace.
Oh my god.
Guys, let's go join MySpace
It's probably
together.
still around.
It definitely is, but it's probably, like, taken over by, like the only ads that, like, advertise there are, like, the, the ones where it's, you know, them kind of games.
Even if you don't plan to use the architect, I'd recommend, by the way, did you notice that little river I walked past? We're gonna go there later again, and the bridge is gonna be built very quickly, so.
Woo!
So, remember this boss?
Yes.
I died to this boss. We're gonna try it again now. I think at this point, I'm pretty good for it. I don't think any of these characters have elemental weaknesses. We're gonna show off some of the captain and some of the architect's moves here. So, the architect has draft design and blueprint. Permit, that's kind of a cool move. Reinforce is interesting. Now, here's the main strategy you're supposed to do with her. You're supposed to use blueprint And this locks her into attacking for 3 turns, and all of these attacks can deal status ailments to the opponent, like defense downs. And then her like super move stacks with how many defense downs the opponent has. So that's kind of her strategy. I typically don't like party members that like have strategies based around locking them into certain actions, but she's like the one exception to this. Like, she's just really fun to use to me.
Radical.
And I noticed that, oh, I didn't use Insult. Yeah. The Sailor's Insult can also inflict defense down. It's not just her defense downs that, those like demolition skills buff with. So if you have other means of inflicting those status ailments, go right ahead. I mean,
Just destroy.
this is actually a pretty good team for this fight. This boss's gimmick is, I think like her gimmick is that she just puts like 5 status ailments on every character per turn. Like,
Fun. Fun and festive.
This is I think this is the only boss in the game that's like based around status ailments. And also, when fighting Bumblebees, have a character with a group hit. Like Mom, she learned Reprimand, which hits all enemies.
How dare you, peg leg.
Peg leg, that's one of his attacks. Yeah, see, look at that. Pop all the bubbles. We don't have to deal with that anymore. So, yeah.
He pokes 1, 2, 3 movies with his poisonous stinger.
It's the long arm of the law. So, yeah. Don't use nitroglycerin. Oh my god. That can backfire. Like, I think it either does extreme damage to your opponent or extreme damage to you.
Like nitroglycerin.
You know,
I can't say words.
Nitroglycerin.
In the marine bio lab that I work at school, for some reason there's just a jar of water that's labeled nitroglycerin, and I don't know if it's just like something from back in the day, a joke or anything. All I know is I have not touched that jar in 2 years.
And you know that like image on r/suspicious quotes that it's just a jar with a brownish liquid and it says honey in quotes.
It's honey.
It's honey, we swear.
Never walk into a science lab like expecting anything normal. I walked in once and there's just a Gatorade bottle full of seaweed.
And then there was a Gatorade bottle full of movie reels. You took a picture of that and put it on Twitter for some reason.
Because it's the ultimate sports drink.
It's the ultimate sports drink. Just watch Air Bud. Expired meds for the pharmacist. I forgot what those do. Oh my god, Mom. What are you doing?
I wanted to sneeze on me.
Alright, so if you leave the area and come back, and I actually did that, it didn't look like that due to how to record, but I did. The bridge is just built now, even though she was in that battle.
It happens.
She's a very fast builder.
Got to astral project and build a bridge.
Alright, welcome to Appleton. Appleton Farms.
Where's the Flapple Farms?
We need Flapple Farms now. Oh, ready to recruit my favorite party member?
Always.
Exterminate! Careful there, sir. I got poisonous gas here.
What are you doing with poisonous gas?
Pests, sir. Lots and lots of pests.
Ugh. Just hearing you talk about it makes my skin crawl.
Don't you worry. I'm on the job.
Say, do you have a permit for all your poisonous gas?
Did I say poisonous? I meant, non-poisonous.
You know, all that non-poisonous gas.
My totally normal, not at all bad for you gas.
To be honest, I'm having a hard time cleaning up Appleton here. The nest here is pretty stubborn. Maybe we could team up? What do you say?
So this is a mini game, and I don't really like it. It feels very luck-based. So basically, she pushes you. You have to go into here, and if you have the Beekeeper, that can actually make this minigame a little easier, though Beekeeper might be one of the last characters you get. You have to just straight up walk into the bugs to kill them.
You're just stepping on them.
Yeah. Although, okay, the game says that, like, if a bug reaches a tree, you get an instant game, like that. What bug hit what tree there?
Are they only talking about the one with apples?
Maybe. I don't know. Like, this mission is very strange to me.
It's the only one with, like, a big visual difference.
Yeah, you're right.
So maybe, like,
they kind of aimlessly move around, though. But look, there I didn't even get them all, but I did it.
He said, and no one bites the dust.
Yeah.
Is that a JoJo's reference?
So yeah, that's all you have to do. It's a weird minigame that might take you a few tries, but just keep at it, you'll get it eventually.
Are her knee pads smiley faces?
No, I think they're just normal knee pads.
I'm gonna pretend they're smiley faces. Everyone draw that fan art, like, right now.
Okay, so this is my favorite character in the game.
For exposure.
No. You know what you named her?
Arnold.
You named her Arnold. I don't know. What did I tell you?
Because it's the Exterminator, and through my logic, that's like the Terminator.
No.
And who plays the Terminator? Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No, it's... Okay, so she's based around poison... She's based around damage over time. She has Bug Bomb and Fumigate. That's a group hit and a single hit. And they deal damage over time, like you hit a character with that. I'm gonna put her in class for now, but you hit an enemy with that, and then it continues to hit them for several turns. These attacks are pretty powerful, and they can inflict status ailments. Huh. And then she has another... Oh, ignore the effects here.
Ignore the bees.
Ignore the bees. Ignore the chunky audio.
Adam, you said fumigate?
I said...
It's fumigate.
Hey, honey! How can I be?
End my suffering. I hate this party member and her dialogue because all she does is bee puns, and also her area has the droning audio of bees, and it's really annoying.
She doesn't look more. She more looks like a beekeeper magical girl than an actual beekeeper.
Oh my god! I like the bee on her hand. It's just a derpy bee.
That's her generic cute anime sidekick.
That's her spirit animal. That's her familiar. Anyway, what I was saying, so once you have, like literally, 4 or 5 instances of poison stacked on the opponent, as the Exterminator can do really easily, she has another ability called,
How can I be?
I forgot what it was called, but, it does damage equal to how many poison statuses they have, and it also renews the poison statuses. It's ridiculous what you can do with her as long as you go up against something that doesn't resist poison or something.
Sometimes you're gonna poison something out.
She's really good. She also has other moves where she traps herself, and then if an enemy attacks her, they take damage or take a million status ailments or something. She's just really fun to use for me. I love characters that mess with status ailments.
I'm thinking about way back in the day when I beat a Deoxys using a Shuckle just by poisoning it
and
walling it out. That's my proudest gaming moment. My little Gamera just killed a Deoxys slowly over the course of 10 turns.
Wait, what game did you play that you got to fight a Deoxys in?
Well, it was with Wi-Fi battles and Gen X. No.
Gen X?
Yeah, and Gen X, that
that's my favorite Pokemon generation.
And Pokemon X, which actually I think X and Y are your favorite generations, right?
I love Gen 6.
You actually have a poster of Kalos on your wall.
I have a Kalos poster on my wall. It looks good up there.
I mean, I have an Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire poster, even though, it's not my favorite generation. It's just a cool poster. What even is... I think Gen 5 is my favorite generation. 5 and 2 are usually tied for me.
This place reminds me of my childhood. Did you grow up in a rural place like this? Heck no, I'm a city mouse, born and raised, but I must mean it's so peaceful and simple, carefree even. Rural areas may seem simple, but they're the backbone of our society. We shouldn't discount city life either. That's the most vague and two-sided response I've ever seen. I love watching you politicians in action.
Which is totally valid. Pay attention to more rural areas, guys. Don't pretend they're just a bunch of weirdos at the countryside.
It's
they influence things.
Some people think food comes from the supermarket, and that's hilarious to me. I like this conversation a lot. Do your service area extends all the way out here? You must be a busy man. Just because I got my tools doesn't mean I'm on a job. I'm here for a swim in the pond. Kind of chilly though, but the peace and quiet is what matters. Well, that sounds delightful. Tell you what, I'll give you my last cream soda if you leave me alone. He doesn't want... I'm going to tell everyone about your generosity. I don't think... Alright, who should take the cream soda?
Who would like the cream soda the most? I mean, I have no sway over this.
Aaron, did you read the description of what that does?
What does it do?
It puts 3 instances of regen on a party member, but 3 turns later it puts 3 instances of poison on them.
That's what happens whenever you drink a soda. You feel good drinking it, then the bubbles start coming back up.
For some reason, all of the soda abilities do stuff like that. It's very strange.
All of your characters just have acid reflux.
That sounds like an Isaac item.
That's the through thing with all the members of your cult. It's they all have weird different weird different professions, but all of them have acid reflux disease.
Oh no.
No, just acid reflux. It's not a disease. It's just something that happens.
What's the cat lady doing out here?
Here's a pun.
Think of one cat that exists in a desertous area. Mystery vial. We don't know what's in it. We just know it's a mystery.
You're looking for a mountain cat.
You know, I love that you... I think that's what you said last time for the campground.
We're always looking for a mountain cat here. Ever seen the Paws of the Lynx?
I respect that birthday cake. I think that's like a megalixir. No, wedding cake is the megalixir. Birthday cake is the mega potion. Final Fantasy.
So you respect the birthday cake?
I respect that you can get equipment for party members you don't have yet.
Some might consider that a spoiler, but I consider it not a problem.
Just leave it to me.
That's the muscle man's special ability.
I need to go. My planet needs me.
The rock needs to be lifted up. It weighs exactly 100 pounds.
What if the buff man was like voiced by
New enemy!
The Rock?
I don't think they have that kind of money. Also, that battle intro I love.
I love this man. He's an anime protagonist with those goggles, but he can't because he uses the goggles. You see, it's only for the aesthetic of having them over your eyes.
Are those the same goggles that Raz wears?
Maybe
Aaron, this is part of the Psychonaut cinematic universe. We gotta make that canon.
So, let's see.
Knowing this game, there probably is a Psychonauts reference somewhere.
Maybe this is the Psychonauts reference. Oh my god.
Bad News Buzzard is the name of this enemy.
Some bad news bears right there. Oh, look I love his little wing tattoos.
How do you tattoo a wing?
You know, there's ways actually to tattoo hair, which is
How?
just like, it's pretty much like not actually with a needle, it's all temporary stuff that you like put over the section of the hair you want it to.
Yeah.
And you put water over it and it transfers onto your hair. It's not very solid, but like, it
Why
can
would
be
you
done.
do that?
Aesthetic.
The second the hair grows a little bit, that's probably going to be ruined.
People mostly do it for, that's the same reason why a lot of people do like ridiculous like makeup
Do people
looks.
do this for like cosplay?
They might do it for cosplay, they might do it for photo shoots and stuff.
Parachute for pilot.
Because there's also tattoo lipstick, where it's, instead of putting on lipstick, which isn't hard to do, it's tattoos. Where it's just a temporary tattoo you put on your lips and then hope it looks alright. Because you could mess up your lip shape very easily, friend.
I think the music stopped for some reason.
We're in the void.
Can I help you? What's the emergency?
Is there a fire?
Where's
Where?
the fire?
Oh, sorry, your red hair looked like flames. My apologies, sir. I'm here because it's the dry season. All this brush is flammable. I'm trying to make sure no wildfire here could spread to Appleton. Is there a danger of that? Not with me on the job. Oh, great. Wildfires are horrible for approval ratings. I guess they also damage the countryside too, but I was thinking more about the big picture impact.
You do know that some wildfires are actually good for the environment?
How? Explain this. I'm curious now.
Alright, so wildfires are often considered to be, or like more controlled ones are considered to be good for the environment because they kill off a lot of like dead leaf
Let me
litter.
guess. Fishing? Not
Yeah.
today. Today I am jogging. Physical fitness is a key component to preparing sushi. Really? No, I made that up. But beach season is coming up.
Yeah, but because the forest floor like collects a lot of like dead leaves and dead animals, and it's a good idea to have that burn every once in a while, so like it doesn't start really packing up, so forest fires become worse.
Huh.
So it's a good idea to burn it off or have like a natural fire like start every few years.
That
to run it out.
sounds weird. I'm gonna need a citation on that, but I'll just trust the experts.
Do you want my citation? My entirety at school?
I don't know.
Because
saying some forest fires are good isn't exactly a good first impression.
Well, it's controlled
I'm no
forest fires
expert,
because
though.
like there's a lot of forest fires that aren't good.
Yeah.
But it's like
Don't set fire to the forest.
Forest fires can also like happen naturally too.
I do know that. Yeah.
Yeah, but it promotes new growth. It gets rid of a lot of leaf litter that would just cause worse wildfires further into the future. They're good for the environment, not always good for the environment. It's a big thing.
Huh.
It's like how landslides can help stuff too. Like, the environment knows what it's doing. But
Interesting.
sometimes it doesn't, because have you ever seen creatures that exist?
Oh, new enemy. Speedy snails.
Is this the movie Turbo?
Is this... What's that movie even about?
A snail that must go fast.
But it's a snail.
I don't know.
Is that the joke?
Yes, that's the entire joke.
Also, you missed our conversation with the pilot. She's kind of cool. I don't know. We'll get the pilot later. She's actually the fast travel party member. She has a helicopter. She flies you places. and you meet her on top of the White House.
Oh no. Oh no. So can we believe that the decade's coming to an end?
Aaron, it'll be 2020 when this goes up.
Yeah, but it's not 2020
I don't
now.
even know if if you will be done with this before you go back to school.
We'll have to find out.
When you come home in the spring for spring break, we'll finish this up, probably.
That's how I call it.
And
Fun
then
spring break. It's being bake. Wrong. But yeah, Funimation, I think, declared the anime of the decade to be Demon Slayer for some ungodly reason. I think it was done by popular vote, which makes sense because it was like the most recent big anime to wrap up.
Yeah.
And Demon Slayer is good, like, but it's also like slightly generic at the moment, kind of like how Hero Aka started off a bit generic, but then like evolved into its own thing. But it's definitely not the anime of the decade. It's not even the shonen anime of the decade. It's a good show. I love my boar boy, but like, come on.
Reminder. Oh, we learned Reminder.
Ooh.
That's a good move. I mentioned that before. That forces her to go last, but it makes it so she can have another character perform their next action immediately.
Who are you?
Oh, this is the homeless guy. What a surprise to see you up here. I think you're first supposed to meet this guy back at the normal area, or the first area.
Oops.
Oops.
Oops, all sequence breaking.
It was a junkyard back there. It used to be a giant pool of quicksand. That's not safe. Yeah, they really spruced the old place up by spreading all this trash around.
You guys remember the Green Eggs and Ham Netflix show from a few months ago? Remember that one episode where Sam I Am, Guy Am I, and whatever the heck they named the fluffy creature got stuck in a trash pit?
Oh no.
I can't believe it's saying, but it's like a legit good show.
Here you go.
So you want to guess what his mission is?
You're gonna break shins.
You have to just give him money a few times, and he is really patronizing about it. Like,
Take it!
Take it all. You'll notice this about John America. He's an unlikable protagonist. But unlike Alex Eagleston, it's played for laughs, and I think that makes it work.
Like, he's also like a parody, too.
He's a parody of a dumb politician.
And also, John America is likable because he's so ridiculous, he's likable. Where I just want to punch Alex in the face.
Later in the game, you named this guy Timmy Swipes. Is that a reference to something?
I don't know. I
looked it up and all I found was a video of some girl playing with a cat on her iPad. Like,
no, but I don't know. But for some reason I was thinking about that one Jenny Nicholson video where she makes up names for Star Wars characters, and I don't know why I remember Timmy Swipes. I don't even think that's a name in the video. I just think it's a funny name.
So this homeless guy is weird. You're probably not going to use him for bosses or anything. He has like his abilities pretty cool. He has like Final Fantasy thief abilities, but instead it's context as like you beg for an item or you beg for money as opposed to straight up stealing it.
Timmy Swipes.
Timmy Swipes.
It's just a fun name.
Later in the game, I'm not sure if you'd call this racism, but he's prejudiced against hippies because they didn't vote for him. Oh, and here's the first B. Actually, this is the second B, but like I do these out of order because of course I do.
Believe.
Hey, I said it was 100% run. I didn't say it was a comprehensive 100% run.
Find the second B.
That's the second B. Sans Undertale is finished studying.
Can we finally put Sam's Undertale on the team? Sans?
To protect and serve.
To protect and serve.
To protect and serve.
To protect and serve. God, she's fantastic.
Hello, citizen.
There we go.
Look at us go. Look at this band of friends. You got the muffin. The morphin.
You know, I wonder if some voice actors from the from this game return in the sequel, because like I was looking through like footage to do this, and okay, in the sequel there's a party member that I like a lot. I don't really like him as a party, or he's not even a party member, he's a glorified equip, but like there's a game show host in the sequel who can join you, and he sounds almost identical to the car salesman. I named him Steve Harvey because I love Family Feud.
Because there's also a good chance that they even reused voice actors in this game, because that's what a lot of things do.
Oh yeah, I doubt they got 40 unique people to come in, and like, some people probably doubled up.
Because it's amazing how some people can double up on, like, voices. There's, like, this thread that I saw across Twitter. It was, like, two characters that are voiced by the same person inexplicably. And you go through it and like, of course you see stuff like Big the Cat and Duke Nukem.
I was gonna bring that up. That's the obvious one people bring up whenever they bring up this. This is a long conversation for some reason. What are you up to today? Next week is the science fair at the school. We're gathering materials. When I was in class, I won, so now I'd like to come back each year and help the younger kids. Terrific. I love school volunteers. It really cuts down the budget cost. If we want one of our students to win, it's going to be tough. I'm worried about California and scientists. When a character mentions another character you don't recruit yet, it just says their occupation. We haven't recruited the scientist yet. Sounds like you didn't win your science fair when you were in school. No.
My favorite like weird voice actor coincidence is in the show Monster. My favorite character is Grimmer, who's like just a tall German guy who's like super nice. Monster is a great show and manga, by the way. But he also voices Sloth from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. And it's such a weird thing just having a tall, nice German guy who's like super chill, and then Sloth, the biggest and beefiest of the homunculi.
So where'd the moonbox fly up to? It says east of Capital City. By a trajectory, I'd say somewhere in the desert. A desert? I was hoping you were going to say hot springs or amusement park. Let me see if I can use the VR terminal close by. Now my computer's in the desert, though. Let's get back through the VR world to my office at Eden Industries. That'll get you close. Sugar Flats. Okay, that's the hippie area. We're not going there for a while.
You need it for Dogner.
The hippies are...
Oh no.
This is gonna sound really... This might get me in trouble because someone could take it out of context. The hippies are dangerous. The hippies are really dangerous in this game.
And all the hippies wanted to do was smoke their drugs and protest war. Back in the day.
Get 'em.
Oh, we're on the virtual boy right now.
We're in the boyiest of all the virtuals.
So many virtual boys.
Everything is red here too. I think the VR area is supposed to be a bit like the Dream World where you can fast travel, but I never really played around much in here. Because I find the places that you can go of it to be very, like, out of the way. I also need more donuts.
If you need anything.
Donuts.
Donuts. Sauce. Sauce.
So I think in the new Luigi's Mansion game, like, one of the items is given to Luigi by EGAD is like a Virtual Boy like parody. So I heard someone speculate that with the next Luigi's Mansion game, the next terrible piece of equipment he'll get is a Wii U. Because
that's sold horribly.
Yeah. Because the Nintendo thing is becoming more jokey with a lot of their things, which I'm fine with, as long as it's like not all jokes and references.
I love that. Okay, I know sometime last year, every gamer on the planet just came to the conclusion that the Wii U was awful. Like, before then, everyone was like, oh, well, it didn't sell that well, but it has good games, or, like, always play devil's advocate for it. But, like, starting time last year, and I mean last year as the time this is probably going up, everyone just went, no, it was bad. Like, it had Splatoon, it had a couple of good Mario games, but it had Wonderful 101, but it's not great.
The thing is so sweet, because, like, I feel like, well, first, like, usually the first, like, wave of stuff comes out when, like, the product itself first comes out. Like, you see this with, like, a whole lot of, like, movies. Because when something first comes out, you got a lot of the lovers and a lot of the haters going at it once. Kind of like when Hazbin Hotel came out, where it's like you had the people who love the show, like, defending it to the core, but people who hate the show. You know, you watched the show just because you saw the hate. I liked it.
I watched it because of all the hate, and I was curious, because that's how I was reminded of Y2K as well. And if the internet has taught me one thing, is that if the right... You can tell a lot. It's one of those shows that you think is going to be good because the right people hate it, if that makes sense. I don't know, like, that's... My third rule of controversy is that you know you're doing something right if the right people hate it. I don't know, it's...
But also...
I should elaborate this in a video one day. I should, like, do a video on Hazbin, I don't know. Like, it's really outside my comfort zone, but I don't care. Like, I have no emotional attachment to this show, but I will stand it because
You don't even know the creator.
I thought it was cool, and I'm tired of people trying to cancel creators for really dumb stuff they did years ago. Like, it's... Oh, we're also going to rename the mom. This is, the camp counselor's talent is that he can rename party members.
Oh no, what are you going to rename her
I
to?
think you know what I'm going to rename her.
Oh no.
You do not have any idea. I think I looked up the name because it's a hard name to spell.
Wait, are you actually doing it?
Am I doing it?
Oh no, you're doing it. Yes.
It's a Gorshlax.
Oh no, I found myself in another portal again. Oh
It's gore slacks.
So watch Detective Heart of America: The Final Freedom.
It's like the best YouTuber movie. No hyperbole.
I do watch it like on the regular.
Also, we ran into a new enemy, the like Fear Crow. We completely skipped out on. I really like the look of the Fear Crow for some reason.
It's got a good aesthetic.
Also, I hate this chest. You have to go down the cliff and then just walk the entire like beach.
Look at how beautiful the beach is.
At least we have the lifeguard here.
There's like a whole like 5 starfish there.
It's like
So we're gonna make a
those are massive starfish.
because they can get crown of thorns usually get really big. But talk about.
Are you talking about Has Been Hotel or Detective Heart of America?
I can talk about all of them if you want me to.
I just hope the next Has Been Hotel doesn't take another 3 years to make.
Because it was mostly a pilot situation. One of my favorite things to do is like go online and look at like animations for like lost pilots and stuff. Or just like shows that never actually took off.
This is the Hey Hog. It's kind of generic.
What are some like good shows that like were really good with pilots with like, oops, never happened? There are a lot of them out there.
I know there's a lot. I just can't think of a single one.
Oh, what's the one? It's like the anime style one that helps a whole lot. It was like
it helps a whole lot.
It's like blank paint. It's blank paint. I forgot the first word. It's not Max Payne because that's a video game. I think
That's a game.
Yeah,
series.
that's a video game. Let's go back and talk about cartoons that never got what they
What is
deserved.
the point of a pilot? I've always wondered that. Because some people treat it as like an introduction. Some people treat it as a straight up episode 1. Some people treat it as like a prequel thing to the series itself. Like,
So
what is the purpose of a pilot?
The purpose of a pilot is to kind of express like the ideas, characters, and like main themes of the series.
So it's like a pitch.
Yeah, pretty much it's like a pitch. And
So it's like a public like investor pitch.
Yeah.
That everyone can see.
And a lot of them usually go unaired. Like the Gravity Falls pilot had a totally different like art style. So
Yeah.
along with the Steven Universe pilot. There's so many like the Invader Zim pilot had like different voice actors for a lot of the characters. Like it's just pilots like pitch the idea, like the ideas, themes, and characters of a show to a person. They're usually not story centered because it's like these are what the characters would do. Like the Over the Garden Wall pilot, where it's like here are our characters and here's like their sort of setting.
Your crop ovals. Isn't that sort of the same thing? Wake up and smell the scandal. Crop circles are a media ploy, a red herring. But the crop ovals are the cause for alarm. It's alien life cause for alarm. An undersea gnomes cause for alarm. An undead mushroom pirates are cause for alarm. It's not safe for me anymore. They know I'm onto them. Have coffee grounds. I found the field. Thanks. I'll keep that as a memento when you mysteriously capture you. I like that conversation. What were you saying?
Oh, just the idea in general of like pilots where it's like they're pitching like this is what an average episode of the show would be like. And some pilots are good, some pilots aren't that good. But sometimes they sell shows. Like the Adventure Time pilot is really like weird compared to how the actual show goes. It does have like Abraham Lincoln in space, so that's canon. Because that's a character in Adventure
That's
Time.
canon.
He's the king of Mars.
It sounds like something Rick and Morty would do.
And there is a Rick and Morty pilot too.
I've never seen that show, actually. I just know the memes.
I watched like I think season 4 is out right now.
From my understanding, people say the show is good, but just avoid the fandom.
They
Like,
say
it's
that
one of
about-
those types of
They
shows.
say that really about every show, and I hate where it's like, oh, the fandom's bad. It's like every fandom is bad. Every fandom is garbage.
It's like, imagine if Back to the Future was an Adult Swim show. That's basically the gist I get just from watching
not
like
really,
theory videos.
because it's not really. Because really, the only thing that like is reflected is like the character designs themselves. If anything, the pilot is more of a parody of Back to the Future. It's more just like a stupid grandson and smart scientist go on adventures, and like the first season was like really good. Like I do think it has like a lot of ideas. Then with the Pickle Rick season, I think stuff really went downhill. And I don't want to watch the new season. I hear that it's like
I heard they got a new like writer and people hated her.
Well, I think it was in general, like, they got, like, a new, like, set of writers, and, like, a lot of people, like... Because in investing with new writers, that can be good or it can be bad, because they don't really know what makes, like, a show, like, work.
We're going to a drive-in next time.
Fun.
Do you want to finish your conversation?
I'll just make it really quick. Sometimes new writers do good, sometimes new writers go bad. Sometimes I can't even tell. Like, I was watching Gargoyles, and apparently the last season, like, the maker of the series, like, wasn't involved and he didn't even like it. I love the last season of the Gargoyles. Fight me there. So I'm gonna rant about this for the next 20 minutes. Give me the microphone.
No, can we start a podcast, Aaron, or post a rant on Twitter? People always like that. You can post a multi-tweet rant.
I am gonna post my favorite animes of the decade.
You should do that. Follow Aaron on Twitter.
Follow me on Twitter,
and
guys.
follow me on Twitter. Have a good night, everyone.
Night.